Alright, what are we looking at right now? So we got news at 10 a.m. I put news in the chat for you guys too. So y'all can check that out. I'm about to post my story that we live. Anyone got a bias for the day yet? I'm curious. Alright. So here on the NQ, let's look what we got here. Bias over. Someone said bias overall bullish. Okay. Let's check it out. And y'all let me know again if music's too loud. I'll turn it down. Alright, it looks like we have liquidity like we're lying right above this gap here. Looks like we just inversed this daily gap and we're pushing lower. Let's check out the 4-hour. Yo, the fact that we have this buy side liquidity, that may be our primary objective. Definitely gonna want to keep watch for that. Just inverse this gap. There's a lot of gaps here. Looks like we're pushing lower from this 4-hour. We did inverse this 4-hour right here, but we also have this 4-hour that we're pushing lower from. So we have a daily being inverse right now, a 4-hour telling us we're pushing lower. Possibility we may want to inverse that 4-hour and then push lower. So I want to keep eye open for that. Overall, our directional bias right now is looking bearish. A lot of sell side down here. Internal sell side liquidity right here. We have this low. Yeah, I mean, we didn't really necessarily close. We didn't close below this 4-hour gap, but we have several gaps telling us we're coming lower. So possibly we can just disregard this bullish gap right here. Do have this buy side up here, which is a little condescending right now. Let's check out the 1-hour. So overall right now, definitely looking for shorts. That shorts bias is definitely heavy. We closed under this hourly gap here, which is nice. And we're retracing back into this 4-hour. It looks like that's nice. We just pushed higher from this 1-hour into this 4-hour, so we could definitely be coming back lower to complete the inversion of this 1-hour gap. Also more internal sell side right here. Great draws. Boom. That's some nice internal as well. Nice key level low. I'm liking our draws towards the downside right now. We do have minor buy side up here, and this buy side's really like prominent. Money talk, 30 cash. 30 cash. 5 minutes till market opens. It's looking, I don't know, low-key choppy right now, boys. Bias, we're looking overall in the lower direction of the market. We are tapping from this 4-hour imbalance. We have a lot of sell side down here. I'll say that for sure. A lot of sell side. Time to say. Yeah, we inverse this daily gap nicely, and we're just pushing lower from that. We also have a 4-hour pushing us lower. Great draws of sell side liquidity right now. Do have some buy sides. Check out ES. I feel like we're already starting to come higher upon this buy side, so I think we may want to sweep out this buy side liquidity on ES, make it SMT with NQ and push lower. That would be ideal, unless we just wanted to rip right through this 4-hour gap and disrespect the daily inversion, but the likeliness of that very low. We do have 10 a.m. news. Do want to be cautious of that. But yeah, I definitely want to see like something like this where we lower low and lower low on NQ, and then a lower low, higher low here on ES. That would be nice. So I think we're definitely going to open up higher on ES. Where? Hold on. Let me take a bite of my baby. I like ES's structure right now that we're forming. We can kind of see that relatively on NQ. Yeah, hopefully we can form the SMT. That would look nice. I like the structure that we are forming here. The sell side that we have, great target. Yep. I want to see us open higher, bro. I want to see us open higher. Market open in 2 minutes. Now if we open lower though, that would respect this 4-hour confluence. Right, we would be able to take out this sell side liquidity and still be able to find a move higher, but it would be more sound for us to take out this higher time frame liquidity right here, or not higher time frame, just more major buy side liquidity here on ES to form the SMT divergence, and then push lower to all of this sell side that we have lying down here. That would just make more sound sense. Market opens, couple seconds. Low-key chopping at market open right now. Yep, pushing higher, looking to take out that buy side liquidity. Um, who knows though? We could definitely chop for a little longer though, but I really want to see that SMT form. Dang, bro, this is a crazy, bro. The chop on this market open. We're respecting structure nicely. Oh man, I'm eating my bagel, by the way. Yeah, we're looking respecting this 4-hour gap, like heavy. We had a full inversion of this 4-hour gap. May want to see us retest the SMT. Our hope is that ES wants to take out this buy side liquidity, so that can just be like a higher time frame sweep. We do have this high too. Are we almost at all-time highs? Oh my gosh, we are. This is all-time highs right here. Not saying we're gonna push up there. I doubt it. Coming lower. NQ's pushing higher. ES pushing lower right now. Got some new people in here. What's up, guys? All right. We are dumping here on ES. It looks like we kind of like equaled out with that buy side liquidity up here. IQ's ripping a little bit. Yes, it's trending lower. Which may be a case scenario where we end up using like our continuation variant of this play, of this model. But I'd preferably wait for our initial variant to play out on NQ. I feel like that would just be, that would look better. Well, also, if NQ just keeps ripping, that would be tragic. They're looking like equal. Nah. Yeah, we're ripping here on NQ. Looks like we're disrespecting that SMT. It's just crazy because I would want to see ES to rip. This is also like a test of all this like buy side liquidity up here. Are we gonna sweep it, or are we just going to like simply have us just equaling out with all that other buy side liquidity? Same here on ES, but it looks like this we could definitely be pushing higher and sweep this, like, especially if we're disrespecting higher time frame confluences. Like, look how much we're pushing higher from this 4-hour gap, and only thing is that we are within a daily gap right now. We're within a daily gap. We just simply inverse this whole thing. So even though we're bullish on the 4-hour and like the 1 hour, like we gotta look at our higher time frame confluences. Our daily saying we're pushing lower, so we may just want to respect us coming lower today. We see NQ's starting to have a slight pullback. Look in your eyes. How oh my gosh, I can't speak. How impactful do you think the news will be? Well, we have red folder news today, so that's high impact in itself, and it being red folder. So definitely some good impact. Yeah, we're most likely going to end up using this as our continuation variant in this play. So I'm going to mark out this low. What I want to see here is us forming some like equal lows here for us to be able to say, okay, we're going to start to want to set up to push lower now. So W music taste, thank you. And you guys just let me know if I gotta turn it down. Just let me know. Rob Trey said, listening but at work, so just vibing. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Putting in the work. If we don't see some directional, some type of direction soon, then might not have anything today. What's up, Bev? Hope you're having a great day, bro. My day's going good. The peace of God will always prevail, bro. Trading means nothing at the end of the day, bro. Simply a vessel towards any other entrepreneurship endeavors you want to do in life. All right, we're seeing that push higher I was talking about earlier. Yeah, we're seeing that push higher I was talking about earlier. Definitely coming higher here on NQ, which is, it's like, do we want to see that? We do want to see manipulation, but we don't want to see crazy rip higher, you know. Alright, we did have this gap right here on the 5-minute. Looking at this gap right here, I want to determine whether this is like continuation or, you know, initial. What are we thinking? Do we have manipulation like lower? Well, let me see. We have structure here. We don't really see manipulation taking out any type of liquidity. I'll probably determine that as like just a gap right there that we're gonna use for our change in state on the 2 minute. I wanna see ES now. I like how we're manipulating higher on ES. We still want to see us push lower. Overall direction for the day, we want to see us clear out this sell side liquidity. We don't really have any targets on like if we were to push bullish, except this high right here that we're just gunning for. Goodness, as soon as I say that, we gun for that high. Wow, 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 that's crazy. Okay. Okay, boys. That's crazy. Alright, so it looks like we may just be pushing higher today from, in all honesty, right now. I mean, we do have 10 a.m. news, which, you know, can set up for a lot of pre-macro volatility. But that's crazy. I was just like, we don't really have any highs but this hourly high, and then we just take that out. So this is not really like, I feel like this isn't close enough for us to be like, to have that as our primary target of the day. So I'm going to say like, that's a great high that we took out. Let me see if it's in a higher time frame gap. Fast life, fast life, fast life. What we're looking at right now is this high in a higher time frame gap, because that says a lot for our discretion. So this high is not even in a, it's not in a higher time frame gap, so we're not going to really look at it. Let's check NQ though. This may be a little different. That was crazy. Alright, this high here is in a higher time frame gap though, which I like to see. That gives us more conviction that, you know, we can have a SMT being respected off of that. It's not a 4 hour, it's in a 1 hour. But we also have that, I really want to remember, we have that daily gap right here that, if we disrespect the daily gap, that would be something. Ugh. I don't know, boys. We have clean 5-minute structure, but like it's looking like we may just want to push higher for like this day. Unless we were to come back here and mitigate these lows, but hard to say when we're just kind of ripping right now. One, two, one, two. I'm gonna mark this 5-minute gap. We may see mitigation into that 5-minute gap, but if we like are just above this daily gap, then that would be. See, here on the daily on ES, we just have this high we're targeting. We don't have a gap. It's not relative, and we already closed above this daily gap right here, which may that should tell us we're probably going to come higher. What we do have on the daily on NQ though is this gap that we're above right now. We're above this daily gap here. So that tells us that we may want to push higher towards this buy side liquidity that we have, which is what I'm thinking. I think we're going to want to take out this buy side and then respect the gap. So we're going to look if we can catch the continuation from this 5-minute. So So if we do have, before we do take out these highs, if we mitigate these 5-minute confluences, which we low-key already did, then we'll look into taking a play. But I'm not sure if we're gonna come down here again, since we already tapped on this gap around 936 and started to push higher. So what we're going to want to look for is continuation confluence, validating that we can continue to push higher. Now, if we were able to see that, like, that ES had a gap, a daily gap at the start of the day that we are already, like, over, like, we didn't necessarily, we closed over it too, so we're most likely going to continue to come for this daily high on the ES, and for NASDAQ, we're most likely going to want to take out this buy side liquidity because we're already over this daily gap. So I don't know, I feel like if we had that analysis at the start of the day, we could have potentially seen us take the continuation off of this and probably would have done a play like off this 5-minute gap to like whatever. But like that's also like, you know, if we have our bias saying we're gonna come lower, like with that daily gap is very conflicting. And I say anytime we have a conflicting bias, we may just want to like take a step back from the charts. So like, I'm not gonna lie, today may just take a step back from the charts. Most likely we'll not take a play unless, you know, we see some very good, you know, conviction lower, which I feel like we're low-key a little overdrawn now in the bullish direction of the charts. Then so be it. So be it. But we are ripping on both indexes. I want to see what we do here on ES. We do have this high. Like, are we going to gun for this high? If we gun for this high, 10 a.m. news shoots us towards this high. That would be something. Kind of want to see what we do at this 10 a.m. news. Yeah, we got a good amount of people in here. What's up, everyone? To those who are new, I do my live trading, do a pre-analysis, like what I'm looking for, my daily bias, all of that. A live trade, again, I'm just showing you guys my trading. I don't claim this as signals, you know, so take my trades at your own risk, as well as I do post-market analysis as well. So after any trade, win or loss, I'll show you guys what I was thinking of, my thought process, all of that. And then we do a little journaling, and then we call it a day. We're trading, I just trade NQ and ES. Nothing more, nothing less. Alright, we're coming up to macro in about 30 seconds now. And also, if you guys have any questions, Q&A, I got you with answers if I know it. I'm not gonna lie to you if I don't know the answer though. I'm gonna be like, I don't know, you gotta look that up, and we'll both learn. Alright, we took out, oh my gosh, we just took out a crazy point. Oh. Come on. Alright, we're equaling out with this buy side liquidity up here. We do have that high. Well, I'm pretty sure this is a 4-hour, yeah. We did, goodness, we're just taking out so much. We're ripping like crazy. Yeah, yes, it's ripping like crazy. We have this 5-minute gap here. This is definitely something to forward test. I just don't see any like points that we would mitigate unless we have like full mitigation of this 5-minute gap. That would be nice to see. Catch a move higher. Alright.
Order filled.
I'm going to enter in one small contract on ES here. I like how we're setting up our targets. Realistically, we have this high here, but we may want to target something on NQ. I think we're going to want to target this buy side liquidity. See what we do leading up to that. Unless this was just like a crazy sweep. Won't keep stops real short today. Literally $100 stop loss. Literally very small risk. And we're going to target the buy side liquidity on NQ, so we're going to be looking at NQ. Do like how we're setting up though for this. I want to target this high here on NQ. Possibly might want to see some slight mitigation or retracement back into one of these confluences, but hopefully we can just respect the lead of NQ and we'll see how we push. We entered in off the 5-minute inversion of this 5-minute gap. Inversion of this 5-minute gap. Just watching ES, looking for this target. I'm gonna play stops at break even. Since it's just like so much confliction in our day, I'd rather put my stops at break even. So if we get break even, risk-free trade, and if we don't get break even, we win money. So key though, I'll tell you guys. So I'll go through the whole entry on my little post analysis, whether we win or lose. But yeah. Or it would be break even, win or break even. Looks like we may just be chopping until that 10 a.m. news. Hopefully we can get out of this area right here. I like how we made a new high right there. Hopefully that can push us higher. Again, worst case scenario for this trade is that we get break even. So not loss, break even. If it plays, it plays. It's definitely slightly conflicting. And I'll do a post analysis so you guys can understand more about what I'm looking at. And we could also possibly just get wicked out too. So I don't know. But what we want to see is us to target this buy side liquidity on the Nasdaq. And we have this 10 a.m. news, so that's definitely chopping us. May even wick us out. We have news in like around a minute. I get break even. News is either going to wick us out or save us. So, we'll see. Around 5 seconds here. I'm liking the news. Don't cook this.
Order filled.
There we go. Break even. Yo, they'll keep funny on the beat drop too. But all right, so we're having that tank low key that was expected. Dang. Okay, so we're definitely taking out a lot of draws here. So I got break even on that trade. which is completely fine. That's the whole reason. That's the whole point. You put your trades at break even. That was 10 a.m. news. We can see here if IV was playing out, our initial variant of our model. Like, this shorts bias is definitely, like, us staying under those lows said a lot during news. Us staying below those lows, that's saying a lot. If we don't take out this low, we could possibly see a re-entry in the opposite direction. Only reason I say that is because if we're staying below these lows on both indexes of our higher time frame liquidity, that could definitely mean that we're going to want to push lower to our initial bias and take all this sell side. Say it's much cleaner on the ES right now if we were to take anything, and for risk factors too. Now that we have news out the way, that's also nice. Like, we have equal lows here. We have our lowest one that we just displaced from. We have 5-minute accumulation forming here. We have this low, which depends. Are we going to take it out or not? That's okay. All right, so we took out that low. Took out our low before our entry. What this can mean is definitely 5-minute continuation variant of the play. Using these, the bottom of the accumulation zone, as our equal lows. These are technically our lowest equal low. I like this. I really do. I like how we're setting up. What are we taking out? We took out all this higher time frame bias. This was low-key my initial bias of the day. Taking out all this high time frame bias side liquidity, right? Us doing the same thing on NQ here to then take out sell side internal, sell side internal. So if we can see us respect the confluence here on these time frames, then I could see a re-entry for shorts and to follow our initial bias. I want to be careful though with this though. I like how we're inversing this on the 2-minute on the NASDAQ. Alright, let's see if we can get retracement here on NQ or on ES. If we can get retracement here, I'd ideally want to take this play on ES due to the risk factors on NQ. Don't see much liquidity here for us to take on the NQ. We do have this point that we had here, our higher time frame, and this could well be our target on the NASDAQ. But if we can get mitigation into this gap here on ES, like, this is great setup for shorts in my opinion. like lawfully to my model. Five-minute structure, lower, change in state, valid, continuation. Yeah. Alright. I like that. I'm going to sell one
Order
contract
filled.
here on ES. I like that mitigation into the gap. Low-key pushing higher on NQ, which is something to consider. And keep stops at this mark right here. Again, very low risk, but I like this conviction. I like this play. I mean, this is literally A+. We do have this buy side here on the NASDAQ, which would be our only slight concern. But the way we're respecting, the way we just had that initial push lower with news, respecting our 5-minute structure, took out all this buy side liquidity here. That's the biggest factor. Took out all that buy side liquidity on the ES. May want to tap into this 5-minute gap though, or this 5-minute order block. Like have IRA off of that. That is definitely something to keep in mind. The one thing that we do want to keep in mind though is like IRA could possibly like wick us out. Something I definitely need to check for before entering. We'll watch though. We're gonna see where this play takes us to like win macro ends. We have great levels of sell side right here. Do want to watch the NASDAQ here. Looks like we can be pushing back into this 5-minute order block. Don't like how we're above that. This may be another play that we just put at break even for. Again, like, that's probably the best resort you can do if you have that slight uncertainty about your play. Like, just throw it at break even, see what happens. But do trust your model though to play out. Like, definitely have high conviction like that we will push lower. The only reason I am putting this play at break even is because we do have that buy side liquidity that we have with a NASDAQ. We're just not respecting our confluences as well as I would like to see on the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ is the leading index right now. So I'm keeping that in mind for me trading here on the ES. because both of the pairs are correlated, and people don't understand that, like, if something's happening on one index, there's a good chance it could happen on the other two. So you just want to be careful. If we do start pushing lower on the NASDAQ, that'll give me more conviction, but we're not. Therefore, I have my play at break even. We want to protect that risk. We just finished macro. That's something that we kind of wanted to see this play happen prior to macro, but we'll see. We're going to see how this play respects, or how PA respects this play. Flip. If you see, like, this is the importance though of break-even trades. And again, I'm going to do a post analysis of the trade I took prior to this and this play too. No matter win or loss, or I guess break even. Like, if this is our primary target right here, this buy side liquidity that we have on NQ, then that would be bad, or not bad, but like that would put us at break even. My storage is running out. Hopefully my recording doesn't stop. Gosh, how is it opening? Did you say, am I the only one German? There's actually a lot of German people in here. Or at least there's like two other, or at least one other that I know of. I would say I low-key want to enter in a contract on NQ, but I'd rather just see this play out to the fullest if we could. Push. Like I said, I'll give post analysis no matter how this trade plays out after the call. I'll give you guys post analysis on why I took this play. Bring the board to the stage, page. Nasdaq is really resisting to go a little lower. Whoa. I put stops and a tiny bit of profit just in case, since like we have this 5-minute gap. I just put it above a 5-minute gap. But yeah. Someone said here. I'll answer your question after this because I'm not entirely sure. I don't use TradeLocker myself. I'm pretty sure like you can. I think it's ESH, but you could also look that up too. Like you could try looking that up. I just don't use TradeLocker, so I'm not fully aware of it. All of its ticker symbols. So I break even and like trailing profits pretty important because now it's like either I flip a coin, I get $150 or $600, you know, and you know scaling is a huge thing too. If we're dealing with like 5 accounts, now that's is either like $3,000 or like $1,000, but could get breaked here, could get stopped out at our trailing profit. But
Order filled.
that's that. That's that, bro. It's like one of those things you can't really get mad at, but it's like, dang, you wish you could have seen it full through. Market conditions just like fully just stop moving. NQ is being so stubborn right now. It definitely wants to go for this buy side, as we said earlier. So market conditions just started to fall off immediately, like completely. But hey, still one break even, one win on the day. I think so. That a low profit there, which is fine, So let's do a little recap though. All right, and let me stop the recording because this is exclusive to the Discord.